Hi everyone. With the weather changing so rapidly back and forth here in Texas, I decided I better go ahead and check the bags that were in my car. Made me think about it. It's been all winter, and I have checked to make sure that the water didn't explode or anything like that. So, but I also needed to check, and I hadn't since just before winter checked expiration dates and stuff, and I do remember that there was a few things that were close to expiration, but you know, they had a good 6 months to a year left. So I'm gonna go and check, and I'm gonna take out everything that is expired or that is really close to expired. Now we know that, you know, like with aspirin and Tylenol and stuff like that, that even when it's expired, it's still good. It just loses some potency. And the thing is that at this point, what I'll do is I'll take it out, and it's not that we won't use it. I won't throw it away. I will put it in the house, and we will actually use it rather than waiting till the stuff in the car is so old that it has very little potency when we actually do need it. And it could be a time that we terribly need it. But especially, you know, hey, say if you got stuck somewhere, got hurt somewhere, and you just really needed something to relieve some pain because you sprained something, broke something, who knows what. Wouldn't that be a terrible time to have something that didn't have a very good potency or wasn't working at full strength? So anyway, let's get in there and see what we have in here. Okay, well, we see off the top we have Band-Aids. Yeah, that's my fancy socks there. The Band-Aids should be all fine. You have to keep an eye on Band-Aids too. I am going to open one because I know from experience from my mother's, who knows how old her first aid kit was. Someone needed a Band-Aid very badly one time, had cut their thumb severely, and her Band-Aids were so old they were literally brittle. And okay, so we see these are still good, so I'll just stick one on here. Don't really need it, but okay. So Band-Aid still good. What else do we have in here? We'll just set everything that doesn't need to be in here. Some Care Band absorbent sterile pads. Those should be fine. They're all still in the paper, so no problem there. There is nothing to go bad on that. Let's see. It's first aid antibiotic here, and I do believe this one was getting close to expiring. And yes, it is expired, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the house. So we'll put that over there. Alright, let us see, what do we have here? Just some aspirin, again, expired. And like I said, I knew a lot of this stuff. Rolled gauze, no problem, doesn't expire. Tylenol, and if you'll see on this bottle, it used to be Excedrin at one time, extra strength. When that got used, then I turned around and I put some Tylenol equivalent into here, and it is still good, so we will keep that. Okay. Cold hot medicated sleeve, that should be perfectly fine, still sealed. These are cotton swabs that have petroleum jelly on them, so let's check. I think they're still good to go. But you know, these bags aren't always as airtight as we like to think they are. So yeah, they're actually, you can still feel some petroleum jelly in them, but they're getting close. So I think I will actually, I'll take one out and test it later just to see. Okay, we don't want to, the rest I will go ahead and keep for now, but after I test it, then we'll see. Okay, an elastic bandage. Whoops, I'm going to tilt that a little bit back. Okay, so an elastic bandage, and let's see, you know, because the main stuff that I keep in the car is because we're always on the go doing something, and we go hiking a lot and stuff like that. So chances are, if something's going to happen, it's more likely going to be a cut or a sprain, or something of that fashion. But you know, who knows, could be car wreck. So we're not necessarily planning always on, you know, end of the world scenario here. So Ace bandage wrap, always good to have. Colgate toothpaste, let's see, what's the expiration date on that? Good for another couple of years, so we'll keep that. Okay. A well patch, deep heating, pain relief. Again, stuff like that is what you're most likely going to need. Still good. Breech toothbrushes. Nothing like being stuck out in the middle of nowhere and not being able to keep your teeth clean. And let's see, salmon. And this is good for another 5-6 months. So we'll keep the salmon for now. Might have to eat that on the next hiking trip. And let's see, what do we have here? Seitenbacher High Protein Bar. Like I said, we go hiking. Sometimes, you know, you just need something quick to eat. Yeah, long expired, so we'll go ahead and we'll take that out and we'll see if it's good to eat. We'll open it up and check that later. And then, as you see, we just have 6 bottles of water. So I figure 2 bottles for each person. What's in the side pocket here? Side pocket, okay. We have toilet paper. Yes, that is an emergency item. Fire starter, all still good. Reusable napkins, just like them because they come in handy for other things too. MRE heater. Cinnamon Imperials, not sure what those are. I guess it's an MRE snack. Oh, Red Hots, duh, didn't even know I had those in there. Crackers, and those should still be good. And let's see. Oh, here we go. Peanut butter and jelly. Gotta have the peanut butter and jelly. Or peanut butter. Don't know about the jelly. And then a whole bunch of little alcohol wipes. Oops, let's get them in there. Got packs and packs and packs of alcohol wipes. Okay. So I'm going to open one because these things can dry out too. I know people always think because they're kept in foil that they won't. But they do, so let's open it up and see what we got here. We have a wet alcohol pad. Oh yes, definitely still good. Okay, so we'll use that to clean something with in a bit. So we got lots of those, and then let's see. We have hot hands. You know, hot hands, you can't ever have too many of those in the winter. Now in the summer, you might not care if you have them or not, especially if you live in Texas, because you're going to have hot hands all the time. And I know. Okay, and we have a hot beverage bag in there. No hot beverage, but let's see. What else is in here? A knife, always good to have a knife. That's obviously not going to go bad. We have some plasticware with some salt and pepper, basically the full kits. Okay, and then we have ground red pepper. So I'm guessing that was from one time when we ate something out and kept it. And another reusable napkin. So I think that's about it. And more hot hands. So, as you see, there were quite a few expired things in this bag. And this is just one of the bags. There's 2 bags. And these aren't like go bags. I have my emergency bag that I have with me all the time, my so-called get home bag. That has the stuff like the flashlight, a fire making kit, you know, stuff that I would really need to get me home, some emergency cash and whatnot. So that is the bag that I always have with me. This is more for the little incidentals that you'd want to have that can make life a little bit better if you were stuck on the side of the road or stuck out in the middle of somewhere. And there, like I said, there's 2 of them. And then also in the back of the car, I always have like a set of clothes for each of us. And right now I have sets of long johns and an extra set of shoes, because here in Texas, chances are a lot of times in the summer we're running around with sandals or flip-flops. But if I had to walk a good distance, I would not want to have to do it in a pair of flip-flops. So always make sure that we have our tennis shoes. Each of us has a set of tennis shoes in the back of the car also. So not too awful bad. We had an antibiotic cream that needs to be replaced. We've got some aspirin that needs to be replaced, and some granola bar. And again, I'm going to test the petroleum jelly infused cotton swab here to see if it's still, well, you know what, now that I feel it, it's definitely, oh yeah, it's definitely, if you look, still good. Okay, so I was going to actually set one on fire, but I guess not. And again, in my emergency bag, in my actual get home bag, is where I have the, well, I've got a fire starter there, but I have an extra lighter and an extra whole fire kit with several options that I can use. So anyway, it's always good to check these things. Okay, so there we have it. I always keep extra of everything on hand, of course. So there's a new triple antibiotic ointment, and I use the same bottle, but I emptied the old bottle out, marked out the expiration date, put on the new expiration date, and put on there what is in there. I put some Excedrin in there and some Tylenol. Okay. And then, of course, granola bar replacements. And those are just, you know, again, this is not meant to keep me alive for a long time. This is just something that if I need something just to tide me over there, then I've got something. And, of course, like I said, I've got some dehydrated food in my get-home bag, little packets. And that's just to get me home. If I'm going anywhere that's going to be a distance that I'm really going to need a couple of days of food, then I'm taking my full-out emergency bag with me. I'm not just, you know, going to depend on a little trunk bag and a couple of little granola bars. But, you know, most of the time this stuff, the granola bars and stuff end up getting eaten because we are out hiking or we are just somewhere and we decide we don't want to stop and eat somewhere. I just tell them, look, if y'all just want a snack to tide you over, I've got something, and I've always got something in the bag that I can give them. So anyway, good thing they didn't want something earlier, because that granola bar was not looking too good. Usually, there was only one left though, if you notice. So anyway, so check your bags, all of them, at this time of year, because now you're getting into the warm weather again. If you have clothes in the car or shoes that are specialized shoes, then, you know, make sure everything is per the weather that you are currently in. Right now it's kind of weird here in Texas because we've got freezing temperatures one day and 70 the next day. So, you know, at that point, I'm just going to have to think and wear boots when I go somewhere if it's cold, and then if it warms up, I have my tennis shoes. But again, just little bitty things, think about them in advance. So that task is done. I can mark it off my checklist and say cars are good to go. Now, I won't say all cars. I still need to do the bag that I keep in the trunk, and then I also have what I call a battle box. Not really a battle box, but I call it the battle box. It just sounds good. In the back of the truck that I need to check to make sure everything is kosher inside there.